I think Deadpool is not that little image. I think that's Spider-Man.
Yeah, I don't think it's anyone. I'm blind, which is very true, but like it's just a piece of glass with red hue on.
I saw some people like hand draw where they saw Deadpool and showed like the. I can see where they're talking about where that's Deadpool.
I can see I can see that image, but like I've zoomed in on that picture myself, and it just looks like a red thing. So I think they're just.
I can see Spider-Man, but I can see Deadpool, but I see Spider-Man. Since we're talking about it though, let's jump right into the Multiverse of Madness stuff. Right. The trailer came out, the official newest full-length trailer. The official poster for the movie came out. The poster has all these shattered multi-dimensions, and each one has like different people, including Captain Carter's shield.
Captain Carter's shield
is visible. You got Deadpool's muck.
Maybe. I don't know.
You got so many different things, and then the trailer itself covers. What if zombies?
Yep. You see a Wanda zombie. You see a Doctor Strange zombie.
You see Fantastic. You see Mr. Fantastic. We see Charles Xavier.
Shield.
Yeah.
So they're bringing in kind of all the stops. You got Fox Universe. You got possibly Sony Universe. You've got What If being referenced.
We were so ahead of this. We were so ahead.
Yeah. No, our Illuminati theory is looking, and Defender Strange. I think it's pivoting a little bit. I don't think Defender Strange is a wrong play, but I think he could possibly die, and that's why Sorcerer Supreme Mordo is in his place. Like Mordo's the new Sorcerer Supreme in his world because the Defender Strange died. And I think Defender Strange possibly saves America Chavez, and so America Chavez has to go find a different Strange.
Speaking of America Chavez, though, they're keeping her under the wraps a little bit.
Yeah.
Like they're showing clips of her. They're showing her in precarious situations. They're showing her doing things, but they're not really showing her dialogue. They're not giving you really a lot about her, which is why the movie's most likely going to have a lot to do with her. Yeah. Because they're not giving you anything. They're giving you the Illuminati. They're giving you all these random characters that they're bringing in.
Wanda going nuts. Doctor Strange going nuts.
But one of the 3 original characters cast for the movie, we're not giving you anything on.
Someone who can
kick open portals.
Yeah, kick and punch holes through multiverses.
More about the trailer, though. We see not Cthulhu. The
Sidorak, I think.
Well, Sidorak, and then
Shumagorath.
Shumagorath. I kept wanting to say Cthulhu. My brain couldn't get off of Cthulhu. Yeah, we saw Shumagorath. It's like confirmed. Like that's Shumagorath. Yeah. There's nothing else to it. Unless it's that one-eyed monster from Suicide Squad, and they're just really going the multiverse. It's Shumagorath. The Sidorak thing. So there's a point where Defender Strange is caught in like this magic and
bindings. Would you say?
Bindings, yeah, like magical force bindings,
right?
And they look like chaos magic. They're like reddish and black. But then when they pan to like what he's looking at, it's a big gaping mouth and face.
Yeah, wraps almost like made of like mummification.
And in typical, new Disney style fashion, it's just it doesn't really have a body or anything. It's just a monster and out of energy and an entity. That's most people are assuming that's Sidorak, which for those of you who do not know,
most people know the gem of Sidorak.
The gem is what gave Juggernaut his power.
Sidorak, the face covering to stop Professor X from getting in his head. His brother, his stepbrother, something like that.
But Sidorak is one of the people in Marvel lore comics. They have never been able to measure his power. They don't know if his power has limits. He's considered a god and a demon and a celestial entity. Not a celestial, but a celestial entity. The reason he created the gem that made Juggernaut is because he was fighting with other gods and demons. He's extremely powerful, and I would assume that if that is Sidorak, do you think Sidorak would be the main villain then of the movie? No.
I think
that's an immeasurable level of power.
Look what they did with Dormammu.
Right.
They just put him in a time loop and we're like, you're done. But now there's no time stone anymore, so like that time loop can't still be going. Where's Dormammu? I don't know. There's bigger fish to fry. I think. I don't know.
I love fried fish. It's like the only way I really like seafood that much.
I don't like fish.
Or grilled with like a glaze.
I like crab.
You do like snow crab.
Yeah, snow crab.
I'm excited for the America Chavez stuff because I think she's going to be a primary thing. People are talking about Wanda being a villain because part of it is Wanda was shown. Multiple versions of Wanda were shown.
Yeah, so there's the what we see in the first trailer where Doctor Strange shows up to where Wanda's at, and she's like, "Tell me about what you know about the reality."
She's in like an apple orchard.
Yeah,
it looks like.
She's like, "I don't know anything about Westview or whatever," and she's like, "Not here about Westview." But then in the second trailer, Doctor Strange shows up there like same outfit as he has in the first trailer, and everything's red, and Scarlet Witch is in her her Scarlet Witch get up,
which is probably a different multiverse,
and they're talking, or like Wanda's bending reality and making it seem like he's having a normal conversation, then all of a sudden it flips and he's in this bad world with Wanda.
Okay.
Or there could be two different Wandas. I don't know.
Or, and I should have said this at the beginning, everybody should remember trailers, posters, all this stuff is
altered,
highly doctored, altered, edited. Hulk wasn't even there in a portion of Endgame, but he was shown in a trailer.
Oh yeah, because it was Hulk using Hulkbuster.
Right. They completely deleted Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire from the No Way Home scenes.
Yeah, Lizard gets
punched, and that kind of gives it away. But there could be people that they have in the trailer, in the poster, that aren't in the movie. There are people.
Some of the seats of the Illuminati are empty.
Right, those chairs might not be empty at all, or they might change the shape because you only see the silhouettes of some of the people in the Illuminati. They might change the shape of the clothes they're wearing to hide who they actually are. I want to make sure everybody knows, like with a grain of salt, preface everything with it might be doctored, but this is what we think at this moment or what it possibly could be. So similar with like the Wanda thing, it might have been red the whole time and we just saw those trailers. Yeah, I think it's highly more likely that Wanda is trying to project a fake reality again. But yeah, I mean, it could be any of those things. It could be them trying to hide information.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they would just show, like, if Sitarak is the main villain, which I don't think they would show it. The one thing that does kind of concern me with this, the second trailer, is Doctor Strange right off the rip name drops Nightmare. Says, I've been having nightmares, or the same nightmare happens. And that's one of the villains a lot of people were thinking could be behind it all.
Nightmare.
They're not showing anything about it, but that could be a possibility too. No, I don't know. I don't think Wanda's going to be the villain, but I do think either alternate reality Wanda or different multiverse Wanda is going to kill some people, because apparently I read that there's an R version out there, and Disney is waiting to get confirmation on this R version, and they would release both.
Okay. Yes.
And I'd be like 100% I would go to this R1 to see Wanda just brutally murder people.
Well, there's a scene where she's covered in blood, so you know she's killing somebody.
Yeah.
And that in that scene, if you zoom in on the reflection of her eyes, there's the cages where they hold people in. So that is potentially where her and her brother were kept. Right. It's potentially where America Chavez is being kept and shown in the trailer.
At the Illuminati place.
It could be at the Illuminati. If I had to guess, it's the place where America Chavez is being kept, which is also probably where her and her brother were kept. Or it's also where an alternate version of her children are kept. That would be my assumption. In the reflection of her eyes, it looks like the cages are empty.
Doctor, they knew someone would freaking...
Absolutely.
She's looking like, oh my God.
Right, which is why I think there's a good chance that her boys are in those cages.
Yeah. Is it going to be like the teenage versions, though? I hope it's like the teenage versions and she recognizes them.
Right, or it could be a version of her and her own brother. I think it's most likely her children. Like, that would be my guess. And that's why her face is that way, is because her boys are probably staring at her, shocked, because she just murdered everybody in front of them.
Yeah.
And they probably recognize that's not their mom. Yeah. It's probably an alternate version, and they probably recognize that, and they're probably like, that's probably like, that's not my mom,
but it is my mom. I don't.
Yeah, so that's my guess. Like, that was my little theory, is that it's her boys that are in front of them, because a lot of people are saying that's America Chavez, that's when America Chavez and her are going to meet, and that she's trying to kill America Chavez. But my theory would be that it's her boys.
Yeah, because you imagine like Wiccan or Speed just being like, Mom, Like,
right.
and then hers, and then it goes to like a new scene, and you're like, wait, no, go back.
Yeah.
What do you
No,
mean?
we have to see what's that? And it cuts to black. The end. Miss Scarlet Witch will return.
That's the end of it. Like, oh my god, you imagine?
That'd be insane.
Like,
I don't think that's what.
I don't think that's gonna be. They got to conclude that so she can move on. But
my
they
prediction
also have to
is-
introduce Wiccan and Speed. Like,
Yeah. They
have
have
to
to get their
come
titles. Just like the another person that hasn't been shown, but potentially was shown was Photon.
but because in like one frame it looks like a male with a beard, and in the next frame it looks like an African American woman with like Captain Marvel powers. So like, is it Superior Iron Man or is it Captain Marvel?
I think it's both.
Is it like a Maria Rambeau or a Monica Rambeau that's Captain Marvel? Because it wouldn't make sense that Monica Rambeau is Captain Marvel, but it would make sense if Maria Rambeau was Captain Marvel, because Maria Rambeau was with Carol at that time. Like, she could have took the jet, Marvel or whatever. Like, she could have took that jet and gotten the same powers too. But it also could be Superior Iron Man with 3 Infinity Stones.
I mean, if you're trying to fight Scarlet Witch, you're gonna have a much better time trying to fight Scarlet Witch with Superior Iron Man over Captain Marvel.
Superior Iron Man
you
with
and I
3
talked about
Infinity
that.
Stones are like one human with the power of the Tesseract.
Right, you have
Like,
the power of 1 Infinity Stone or Tesseract, or the power of 3.
plus Ultron bots if you're Superior Iron Man too.
We were on the phone talking about this. One person we haven't seen is Vision, and I think White Vision's gonna make his return in this movie. Because
Sure.
people are saying, "Oh, he's gonna show up in the next season of WandaVision." It's like WandaVision's not supposed to get a sequel.
Yeah, they're not. There's very few. Like, Loki is getting a second one. Hawkeye could. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is not going to.
I
because
believe
they
it's
got
at the
Captain
moment Loki and What If are the only ones confirmed for a season 2. I think White Vision's coming back, and I think this is when he's going to come back, and it could be alternate version, or it could be like this is White Vision.
You know, if he does come back and say the Illuminati are in our world, in our world, in our Earth 616, say they're back. Say the Illuminati are here to try to stop us, to stop our people, Wanda, Doctor Strange, whatever, from fucking up the multiverse.
Any more than
They're
that,
here to stop us or to protect us from what can happen. Our vision would then be in this. Our White Vision would then be in this world with all the knowledge of our vision on top of sword protocols. So he's even stronger than our Vision, hypothetically. He could then have another run-in with Ultron, and I think that would be badass.
Yeah,
Like,
I think so too.
Superior Strange is Ultron. You know what I mean? Like his
Oh,
Ultron
you mean the one that
power.
had 6 stones?
Well, no, not that, not the What If Ultron.
Okay.
Our superior Iron Man, Tom Cruise's Superior Iron Man, that has those Ultron bots that are escorting Strange.
Right.
He could have another run-in with Ultron.
Right, and there's a
Or
moment
take
where
over Ultron.
it looks like we do see Ultron bots. There is a moment in the trailer where it looks like we see Ultron bots, which is another hint towards Superior Iron Man.
Yeah, because that would have been Superior Iron Man figured out the Ultron protocol or whatever.
I think there's a very good chance we see Tom Cruise as Superior Iron Man. I think that's just a very high chance. I do not think we will see John Krasinski's Mr. Fantastic. I think that Mr. Fantastic will be Johan. What's his name?
Ruffled or whatever his name.
Yeah, Johan Gruffeld.
The guy from the first.
Second. Don't forget the one from the 70s.
You won't see John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, but I do think you could see him as Reed Richards in like a post-credit thing,
Sure.
like we've talked about before.
Yeah,
But,
I've seen some people say that I saw there was a rumor Black Bolt was supposed to be coming back. The one from
Anson Mount.
he's
yeah.
the one from the Marvels and Humans from Hulu, right?
I don't know where it was.
I think they want to escape those properties. I don't think that's.
I do too. But if you're gonna bring back Anson Mount, it's got to be a variant from that shit of a show.
I don't think they should do. I think if they are trying to pretend though, they don't want to show you that Cloak and Dagger existed. They don't want you to believe that the New Mutants
Marvel
existed. Runaways. I don't think they want you to remember any of those things exist. They might bring those in, maybe, but I think that's one of those things they don't even want to bring in for 30 seconds.
The only thing I can think of is the Netflix properties and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And even then, there are Netflix properties like Iron Fist that they don't want to bring back. Daredevil, Punisher, Jessica Jones,
Ritter,
Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Anything beyond that, I think they want to stay away from most of those other products, most of the Netflix and Hulu stuff. God, there's so much more to this trailer. There's so much.
Yeah. Well, you get the tease. We should tell them the truth
With Xavier.
Yeah.
Yeah. which that's everyone's like, you don't know if that's Charles Xavier. It's a bald head sitting down, and it sounds just like Patrick Stewart.
Sir Patrick Stewart.
And if there was no other person that should be the first mutant shown in the MCU.
Absolutely.
Obviously, we've seen Shriek. That was a Sony product.
Seen Scarlet Witch, who hasn't been explained.
Like we have mutants, but the first like confirmed X gene mutant X-Men.
Yeah.
It should like Patrick Stewart, absolutely. Especially because they destroyed his character in Logan, and that's the worst part of Logan is when they bury one of the greatest human beings in the world off the side of the road. I think that's definitely Patrick Stewart.
It's gonna be nuts again. We're gonna do Spider-Man No Way Home, and we're gonna have all the nostalgia from that, and we're just freaking out like, oh, like Charlie Cox, Daredevil, that's awesome. And then we're gonna watch this, and we're gonna go like, what?
There's gonna be so much. This movie's gonna make so much money, and Disney and Marvel are just drooling at the nostalgia money. There's people that have no interest in the new Marvel stuff. They only like the old Marvel stuff that are just going to go for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and also like you have the opportunity because of the multiverse to do things like this. And that's just bonkers that they're even thinking of that. Like bringing in Sir Patrick Stewart back, like Mr. Fantastic.
Well, and that's Captain the thing is for every one person you bring in, you open the rest of that universe to bring into this movie. So you brought in potentially Fox's Patrick Stewart, which it probably isn't because he's supposed to be dead. So you bring in an X-Men. So you bring in the chance of any other X-Men mutant to come in. You brought in Captain Carter. So you bring in any character from What If potentially.
From What If, yeah.
You bring in Mr. Fantastic from the Fox. So you can bring in Chris Evans. You can bring in any other person from that movie. You for each one you bring in, you open the potential of everything else. That's why I mentioned this. They're going to say 400 different people are in this movie. Yeah. They're going to tell you everybody that's in this movie, but they're also going to tell you a lot of people that aren't in the movie. There's so much to this trailer, and it's only like a minute.
I'm going to be watching it, and how many times I'm going to say in my head or like whisper, like, no way. This is one I could see multiple times.
Yeah, it's definitely a movie that I think people are going to want to go see multiple times purely because in case they miss something. They're going to go see it, then they're going to go read about it, see things that they missed, and then they're going to want to go see to make sure they catch it the second time.
Yeah.
And then when you go the second time, be like, keep your eye on the left side of the screen. Keep your eye on the left side. Look at that. Do you see it? Do you see that? Do you see that?
There was the shard of glass.
The Fantastic Four logo. Fantastic Four logo. Right there. Deadpool swords. This movie is going to be absolutely absurd. The poster isn't as exciting to me as the internet made it seem. It's everything. It's the hard part about wanting to be excited for this movie is we've been right the whole time. Our Defender Strange, our Illuminati, we're pretty much, on
we're not. I mean, our original Defender Strange theory is not incorrect. I just think that like with this new trailer, it could like pivot a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's still the same concept, Illuminati. And so our Strange is going to then start to build his, and you're going to be like, we got to go find these people in our universe.
It's the last little thing I have to say about it is I wonder if there's any future shows or current like Disney Plus shows that they're going to bring those characters. Like is Kang, Jonathan Majors going to show up or a version? Is Loki going to show up? Is there going to be Agatha? Is there going to be a Moon Knight? Like, are Blade? Is anybody going to show up?
Well, Wanda is seen in her Westview house talking to Scarlet Witch.
A different Wanda.
So is either her talking, like, do her two identities separate? Is that an alternate universe? Are they actually back in Westview, or is this all in her mind? Because if they're back in Westview, then you could see Agatha. Yeah.
I mean, I could keep talking about this, but I feel like we've covered all the good stuff.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the trailer yet, go see it, because if you're excited for these movies, this type of trailer, it doesn't spoil anything, and it creates extra hype.